Well, if we run out of toilet paper, what do? What did Adam and Eve do? What did Adam and Steve the caveman do? You got to think outside the box, literally. There's other ways. You don't have to use paper. Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Man United news and transfer news, and we're going to start off today with Paul Pogba because there are two stories that are quite relevant. One in relation to Pogba, also some encouraging news about Angel Gomes as well, which I think is a nice bit of news to have on a Friday. A little bit about Sancho, Agallo and Jones and Lingard as well, as amongst a couple of other things. But basically AS in Spain, who are a little bit hit and miss, are saying that if Manchester United were to activate the one-year extension of Paul Pogba's contract, Pogba would be angry. We'd have an angry Pogba. Ooh, we'll have an angry Pogba. I don't think we've ever seen an angry Pogba, so maybe we should activate it just to get an angry Pogba. I'd like to see an angry Pogba. But AS is saying that United basically, Pogba's got a year left on his contract, but we've got the option of another year. So basically he's got 2 years on his contract. United would be completely stupid not to activate the further year. And of course we've seen over the last week that potentially Pogba may stay, he may sign a new contract. However, there is a potential Pogba transfer escape plan here because there was talk yesterday that FIFA may incorporate the biggest transfer window we've ever seen that opens sometime in May or June and doesn't close till the end of January, because domestic leagues may come back and may be played through the traditional transfer window. Let's say football comes back in June. We'll be playing football in June and July. Maybe have a little break in August, September. New season starts October or whatever, September. The transfer window is going to be going on. And they've already said that there's a lot of players whose contracts finish at the end of June. They're going to push those back. They're going to put some law in to make sure that, like last season, Mata's contract finished in June, at the end of June. If it was this year, that would be pushed back to whenever the end of the season is. So FIFA are looking at these things, which are very important. But if we did have this biggest ever transfer window whereby the summer one doesn't really close until January and the summer one opens, I don't know, June or May, that opens up a massive opportunity for the likes of Paul Pogba and an escape from Manchester United, because that transfer window, if it opens up in May and doesn't close till January, it's massive. It's absolutely massive. It's 7-8 months. So whilst Pogba may say he's staying in May, he may think in October, I might fancy my move now. And this, I think, it's going to be interesting. And look, it benefits us as well, because if you think about people like Phil Jones, Jesse Lingard, can we sell them this summer with all the uncertainty? Maybe not. But if things stabilise around, September, October time, and people like Newcastle and teams from Italy think, we do want to sign players, then maybe you can offload them. So I actually think my initial reaction to it was, wow, this never-ending transfer window that's open for 8 months. But I don't think we live in a world with barriers at the moment. I don't. I think the patio door needs to be opened. Not literally, don't leave your house. Don't leave your house. I'm not saying that. We do have barriers in relation to isolation, but in relation to football, I don't think that you have these. I mean, look, we've got... We're doing a show at 1 o'clock today with Loz from the True Geordie show, and he's a Liverpool fan, so I wanted to get him on, because very, very articulated, educated opinion from Loz, and we will be talking about football and obviously Liverpool as well, and mainly United, so tune in at 1 o'clock for that. But it is interesting because I think that we in football are probably playing too many barriers at the moment. Like, the new season's got to start in August. Forget about it, it's not going to happen. We don't need to void this season to start a season that may never happen in August. I'm a firm believer that we've got to finish this season, and next season will start when it starts. So in relation to Pogba, I think it will be a bit of a roller coaster. I've said this. I know that United want to keep him. We know that Solskjaer sees him as a United player next season. And I think in a traditional sense, I'd be 90% sure that Pogba will be here next season. But if there's a transfer window that's going to be open from May until next January, which will encompass the end of this season and the start of next season, and throughout that whole time people can be moving, it will benefit United, because I think if the summer window opens now, nobody's really going to buy anybody. But if we open the window, we finish the season, we carry on with next season, and the window's open all the time, clubs might start to see a revival in revenues. They might see a bit of stability and go, yes, we do need to go and buy that player. And I think the transfer window will be about bravery, which worries me a bit about United, because we've done well recently, but we do take a long time over deals. But I think fortune will favour the brave in the transfer window. The ones who think, sod it, we're going to go and get that player, whilst others are cautious, will do well. So look, on Pogba, let's wait and see. He's still got that agent who wants to get him the move. And Pogba, ultimately, does he want to be here really? Or does he not want to be here? We'll have to see. But if the transfer window is open all summer, all autumn, into the end of January, then that's 7 or 8 months of Pogba being able to maybe manoeuvre a move at any point. So maybe that means that Pogba will be here till Christmas, whatever. But it doesn't mean he won't go in between that time. And maybe there is an escape plan there, because obviously the restrictions is when the transfer window is open. If the window doesn't open, you can't go. It's as simple as that. Angel Gomes is a little bit more positive. We know the situation with Angel Gomes, that much like Tahith Chong, out of contract in the summer, can leave in the summer. He may become part of this issue that we were talking about there, whereby your contract doesn't end till the end of the season. So whereas Chong and Gomes were free to leave at the end of June, that will change with the season ending whenever a season ends. But there is talk that Angel Gomes wants £30,000 a week and will sign a new contract. Now, to me, is Angel Gomes worth £30,000 a week? Well, he will get that somewhere else. I don't care what anybody says. He can get £30,000 a week at most decent sides. If he can get a move to a Chelsea or a Barcelona or a Juventus, they will pay him £30,000 a week. And maybe Manchester United are right to say, look, we only want to give you 15, but sometimes you have got to bite the bullet. We've paid nothing for Angel Gomes. He's not Memphis Depay. We're not paying a transfer fee. He's come through the youth setup. He could go on and be a first team player, or you give him £30,000 a week. He does a little bit, and then you sell him for 10 or 5 million in a couple of years' time. I just think it's worth doing, and I think it will please a lot of people. And I think the instability may help us keep Angel Gomes. Will somebody like a Chelsea or a Barcelona in this current climate say, yeah, we want to sign an Angel Gomes? I'm not so sure. So this could benefit United. And look, we've got Chong. I'm happy about that. I'd like us to get Gomes. What I'd then like to see next season is loan these players to the Championship. Let them play 30 to 40 games in the Championship, and then let's see where we go with that. Because I think we've wasted Chong and Gomes this season. I don't think we've given him enough first-team football. I think Jimmy Garner's sort of come into that category as well. I think he needed football this season and we've not given it him. And I think that's one of the few things about Ollie I would criticise, is that I think in relation to the youth players, he does talk them up. He does want to give them a chance. But if they're not going to get game time, they're better off on loan. And we've seen this from other clubs in the past. So hopeful on Angel Gomes. Yesterday morning, there was a story about Igalo, saying that Igalo has been offered £400,000 a week by the Chinese side that he plays for in a 2-year extension. He's still got a year left on his £300,000 a week contract anyway. So look, United can't give him £400,000 a week and pay £15 million for him. So a lot of it's going to become on, if United want Igalo, will he take a massive pay cut? Probably like a 75% pay cut, really, if that 400k is true. The indication is that Igalo wants to play for Manchester United, and I think this is admirable. If we do get Igalo, we can't pay him any more than £100,000 a week. It'd just be stupid to do that. He's not worth that for me. Maybe 120 tops, but he's not worth more than that at 31. He's not, and he's 31 in August. So if he takes the pay cut to come to Manchester United, that's massively admirable, and it is very much what I would do and what you would do. You want to, you're out there in China making money. How much money do you want? Or do you want to actually live your life and live your dream and go and play for United for the last few years of your career? And I think maybe that's the pull with Igalo. He can go and make a lot of money, but he has made a lot of money over the last few years in China. How much money do you want? And actually, you're going to go and live the dream at the club that you support. So I think that might be the pull with Igalo, and we'll have to see what happens on that one. Sancho mentioned again, Lothar Matthäus, ex-German great, involved with Bayern Munich. I like the way Bayern Munich run their club, actually. They have these players like Rummenigge and Matthäus, and I think there's somebody else as well. I forget the name. They get ex-players of the club involved in the way the club is run, and obviously they know football and it works well. What he's saying is that why would Sancho go to Chelsea or Manchester United? They're not in the Champions League. He probably will go back to England, but we'd like to see Sancho at Bayern because he can play off the right and the left. I don't see Sancho going to Bayern Munich, but I think if Sancho was German, he'd go to Bayern Munich, because how many times do we get linked to German players and then they end up going to Bayern Munich? Bayern Munich are like a hoover. They hoover up the talent in that league, and that's why they have a monopoly. So, whether it's Havertz at Leverkusen or whether it's Werner at Leipzig, I could see both of them going to Bayern Munich, because that's what Munich have done for years. Dortmund used to be their biggest rival for the title, and they were still signing players from Dortmund like Goetz, Lewandowski, Hummels. So Bayern Munich are very good at hoovering up the talent in the Bundesliga. And in different circumstances, I think they probably have a good chance of getting Sancho. But I see Sancho's coming back to the Premier League, and it will be United, or maybe Chelsea. So Mateus, whatever. And I suppose the interesting thing with Sancho is, as I set you your daily challenge, would you give Sancho the number 7 shirt if he comes to United? Now, I suspect many of you are going to say yes, but remember, we've made this mistake a few times by signing players and handing them that number 7 shirt. Do you not think it's time now, no matter how exciting the talent is, that somebody earns the number 7 shirt? I mean, for me, I don't think Bruno is a number 7, but Cantona used to wear the number 7 and he played through the middle. Robson was a number 7 and he played through the middle. So, yeah, Beckham and Ronaldo were wide players, and you think, well, number 7's a wide shirt, but Robson was not a wide player. Cantona was not a wide player. I think at the moment, I don't know whether Bruno would fancy it, but if Bruno continues with the way he is, why would you not give him the number 7 shirt? Why would Rashford not be considered, or maybe a Martial? Handing it straight to Jadon Sancho, to me, I guarantee we will do it, but you know, there's a large part of me that thinks, yes, do it. I mean, I want Sancho at United, but I do just think this is our most iconic shirt, and look at the recent history of it. Look at the people who've worn it. I mean, we handed it to Sanchez as well. I just think maybe you've got to earn it, but you can answer that one. And also, just for a little bit of fun, because I did it on Twitter, at Mark Goldbridge, you can check out my tweet. I was challenged by Flex to put my top 5 computer games. I just did it off the top of my head. I probably missed loads out, and I went with Pro Evo 2006, which for me was the best one they ever did. I did Sensible Soccer, which was a brilliant game in the time, bit retro. Championship Manager, again, which is basically Football Manager when I was growing up. Grand Theft Auto 3, which was just a game changer. And what else did I do? Call of Duty World at War, which was the first sort of World War 1. I think it was World War 2 actually they did for that one, which was very, very good. So that's my 5. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Please do smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and remember at 1 o'clock I am live with Lozcast. Loz from the True Geordie kickoff show with Loz. He'll be on at 1 o'clock. Big Liverpool fan. We'll be live taking your questions and talking about the situation. I think it's going to be a very interesting, in-depth chat, because with Loz, he's a very, very, very in-depth, educated, funny guy. So I think you're going to enjoy that. Join me at live at 1 o'clock for that one. Smash a like on the video, get your thoughts in below, and we'll also be back at 8 o'clock tonight as well. Got a good show planned for that. So lots to get involved with on the United stand, and if you're interested in my FIFA career mode, it's going to be Friday evening show tonight, probably around 6:30. Thanks for watching, speak to you all soon.